Ready, roll.
Alex, you hold us 242 yards total offense. Pretty good day for you?
No, a lot of good, and you know, kind of highlighted by second half. You know, there's a couple opportunities and maybe some missed opportunities on their part as they would look at it, and one in particular on a fourth down where we got to make sure we're cleaner than that. But in any event, you know, came out with 0, and what happens is you have revisionist history, and that well, we just knew at halftime they weren't going to score again. But that's obviously inaccurate, and so you got to give credit to our guys to find a way to make stops in the second half. That's a positive. 3 straight games without a takeaway, which is alarming, and so something that we got to come up with a better plan as a defense. Haven't been here before. To be honest with you, haven't been here before. 3 straight games without takeaway, as much as we emphasize it. The ball's in the air more than we act like it is. From a secondary standpoint, we got to make sure that we want that ball being thrown our way, and so that's something we got to analyze as a coaching staff. But no, a lot of good, and give the guys credit for again, no points in the fourth. Some guys got in the fourth. That's been an issue for us, and so in any event, come out with a win and some quality film to go and analyze and improve from.
It seemed like their approach was to get you guys in space, make you tackle in space. Is that correct? And how did you feel your guys did there?
I thought one play stands out. Obviously, missed tackle and a couple guys banged into each other, and so it turned from a 5-6 yard gain, or what could be a 5 or 6 yard gain, and into a touchdown, which was a disappointing play. And those plays unfortunately happen at times. But I thought early on, some unsettling formations in place, things that you don't get a chance to prepare for on the week. I thought took a couple maybe I call them adjustments, but a lot of times just amounts to go run it down, make a play, and survive that down and move on to the next one. Are they going to have enough offense out of those particular sets, or what's their complement to it? If it's not something they've shown on film, they've only had 3 or 4 days to work on it. So. But what we've seen that over the last, I wouldn't say every week, but there's been several weeks where early on you kind of get a dose of what the their week of prep kind of look like, and kind of testing us in terms of whether it's a discipline thing or to your point, how are we going to tackle today in space? Are they maybe catch us napping in terms of a slow start, something along those lines. So I know specifically that's spread offenses, and Coach Brown does a phenomenal job. I have a lot of respect for him as an offensive coordinator. We knew we'd be tested, just you don't always know how, and so no credit goes to him specifically early.
When you're up 14-0, and you can tell that West Virginia's going to kind of go for broke. They come out and they go for the fake punt. They go for another 4th down and convert. Did you kind of like seeing how your defense responded to that, knowing that these guys are going to basically do anything to try to keep this game in reach?
Well, and in the moment you don't want to go through it, obviously, but once you find yourself on the positive side of the scoreboard, when all is said and done, there are those moments, as you mentioned, that you look back on and say, is there a 4th down stop along the way? How do we learn from not getting off the field in a situation in the red zone? You got a chance to make a play and right before the half, and so there's the other side of it as well. But obviously when our offense is as explosive as it is, when it's moving the ball the way it has and obviously did today, and as quickly as those scoring drives were happening, you really start a little bit of a guessing game in terms of, okay, what will their approach be? Like as you mentioned, will they go for broke? Will they start throwing the ball downfield, hoping for explosives, or try to create explosive with trick plays, a fake reverse, pass, and some of those things, or are they going to try to manage the clock? And so, in any event, that's something that, believe me, it's a good problem to have from a defensive coaching standpoint. Give it to me every single week, but it's something that I got to continue to be better at and kind of diagnose that, get our guys to get their feet underneath them, get ready to go make a play.
As far as the turnovers go, how do you balance with, like a Trey Brown, when he has multiple pass deflections to stop a good drive and really good passes, in comparison to the turnovers? I mean, how do you balance, I guess, complimenting them but also saying, hey, you could have picked that ball off too?
Well, and that's it. what you like to say is worst case scenario, you got to hand on the football. Not worst case scenario, they catch a ball on you. But worst case scenario, you get a hand on the football. But what you got to analyze is and we got to do a better job of it as coaches is saying, okay, when the ball is snapped, based on our technique and fundamentals, do we have the mindset the ball's coming our way, or is it that last ditch effort to say, there's all of a sudden his hands go up, I got to make a play. Not to suggest those plays don't happen, but what we're not seeing is the lean and locate, go high point of football. Grady threw it. I'm tired of the track meet. I'm tired of running 40s next to this guy. Now's the time to execute my technique and fundamental and go high point of football and be excited when that happens. And so that's one of those things that I'm not seeing enough of that from safeties and corners. In my heart of hearts, I believe there's more opportunities. That does not, to me, discount getting the PBU or discount an incomplete pass. But if when it's a goose egg, when it's zero, there's something up, and we got to do a better job.
This being your first year here, were you pleased that the guys seemed to avoid a quote-unquote post-Texas hangover, or was there some of that still lingering?
No, I give the guys credit. I mean, and to suggest, we didn't emphasize it this week would be completely inaccurate. I mean, that was a major, from coaches and players, but a major emphasis in terms of, trying to play our A game. Playing. Why? Because it's us on film. Why? Not tying into, a specific opponent. And so often, whether it's on the front end or back end of big games, it's the nature of the beast. And so to just hope and that the guys would handle the right way is not the approach that we took. But again, credit goes to the guys that I think in a lot of ways that we did handle the right way.
So they had 51 yards rushing. What did you think of your play of your front seven and pass rush today? I mean.
Well, I thought it was good, and the frustrating part for a front is when the ball comes out so quickly, and we've had that at times this year. And so, what's the message is keep staying after it, keep staying after it. The one time he does hold on to the football, what a great opportunity for us. It's also a message to the back end to we got to make sure they're extended plays to give those the complement between the front and front and the back. But I thought played physical up front. I mean, I think you saw that, a couple plays that got loose a little bit, but we didn't see that explosive that we've been guilty of, especially late in games, second halves. So that was a positive that way, that we finished the right way, specifically in the run game.
Subject of being tired of watching guys run 40s with other guys, not to pick it off. Have they had to come quite a long way just for that to be your complaint? Because I don't even know if they were asked to cover guys that tightly prior to this season.
Well, and some of that probably is real from the standpoint of being in those situations, maybe more. And again, I don't have the numbers to back that up. But when you're playing aggressive style, when you're playing some press situations, and probably more so than not, you're going to buy some of those throws. And we, and our whole message to them is to suggest they're never going to complete one. We're the one that puts you in press man. So if to put you in a situation that we know an outcome could possibly happen, that's not on you, that's on us. Now what we got to do is obviously give them the techniques and fundamentals that they feel confident they can make those plays. But there may be some reality to that, that not being in that scenario as much as you think maybe they have, just based from an experience level standpoint. Obviously, that we're in a lot in practice. They're going against our offense, and obviously as we're preparing with scout teams and all those things. So, something we got to continue to emphasize, and something that we got to see more results.
Virginia, I'm sorry, you were up 5 touchdowns at the time, so it wasn't like a pivotal play, but Marcus Stripling ran 25 yards to hit Kendall in the back, knocked the football loose. Is that the message you preach every day in practice, that the extra effort play might win you a game?
Well, it is. And so, it's frustrating as you can get with a lack of takeaway, or it's frustrating as you can get with a specific drive, whether it's this week or the preceding weeks, is the effort has been what we expected to be 7 weeks into this thing. And so that's something that the message on Sunday, my tone, our coaching staff's tone, would be completely different if we thought, okay, well, an outcome happened on a particular drive, for instance, a scoring drive or a scoring play, because the Oklahoma defense decided that we weren't going to play with a level of effort that is expected here. And so, no, I think there's several plays along the lines that you would highlight, good plays and bad plays, but that one in particular that's saying that straining the football, playing with the extra effort is a critical piece to everything we're trying to preach here.
What does it say? Your defense only allows 3.8 yards per play, 5 of 18 on third down. Kind of coming in here not satisfied. What does it say about where this defense is at?
Well, no, your word, not mine, in terms of satisfied. I mean, there's always that balance. It's hard to win. I don't know who's lost already today, but probably someone that wasn't supposed to. And so winning's hard. And there you go. And so thrilled by the outcome. Thrilled by a lot of the things that we're doing. I think when you practice so hard on Monday through Friday, and you have such high expectations, and you create them, one as a coach, and then it's the trickle-down effect to the players, which ultimately is the most important part, that you want them to reap the benefits of all that hard work. I want them to have the feel. I want them coming in here talking about the shutout we just had, which hasn't happened yet. And so there's always more stuff out there for us, I guess, would be the reality of it. But believe me, my tone does not suggest anything but absolute thrill to find a way to get another win here.
This week a concern just because you're coming off a Texas game where everybody was talking about how well your defense played, and nationally it kind of became a storyline?
Well, it's something that's on your radar. It's something on your radar. And one of the messages to the guys is, what do you want them to write? If you want the headlines, we can go down the road of saying ignore the noise and ignore the headlines. Don't. Well, guess what? They're on Twitter every other second of the day, so they're not going to ignore it. They're going to see it. And so a little bit of the message there was, you write the headline. If you want the headline to be good, write it. And there's only one way to do it, and that's perform in a certain way. And so Monday through Friday obviously gives you a chance to do that on a Saturday. And so that was a little bit of the message. What are you surprised about? We worked last week to get an outcome. We got it. Well, of course, that's going to be the headline. And again, you don't put the work in, you don't prepare, you don't play the right way, it's going to go the other way. And that's the way this thing goes.
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, guys.